Well, John, first of all, you were at the academy game last night, a real spirited performance, but defeat in the end. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, I think the disappointment was the fact that we didn't come out of the tie having won the game, but I thought it was a really good performance, particularly going 1-0 down so early and then coming back into the game and being the better side, I think, for large parts of it against a Cat 1 academy with some fantastic resources and a big history. So really pleased. Overall, I think to know that we're competing at that level, particularly because we started the game with with a lot of first years, one under 16, and brought some 16s off the bench as well. So really promising.
You'll want to put the Derby game to the back of your mind, but what have you taken from it? What needs to improve on the back of it?
I think the most important thing is the defensive discipline that we showed just wasn't good enough. We didn't have a good enough defensive line, and we didn't press well enough, and we didn't defend the box well enough, and that was ultimately why we conceded 3 goals in the first half an hour. So take anything else as out of that, because it becomes very difficult at that point to get ourselves back in the game, despite the possession that we had in the first half. We just weren't at it from the word go. So that's been the focus this week, to make sure that we get back on it and we get back to resembling the side that kept those clean sheets prior to the Derby game.
How have your preparations been so far this week?
Yeah, they've been fine. They've been as normal. Just having that full week going into a game, I think, always helps us. We'll have to deal with that differently by the time we get into the games around Christmas and New Year, and obviously all the games in January. We'll have to make sure that we're better at what we've been doing recently when we don't have a huge amount of time to prep for a game. But this week, we've had a full week to prep for a game. Looking forward to being back home against Coventry at the weekend, and it should be a good game.
Coventry aside with a new manager in Frank Lampard, he hasn't been there for too long. So what have you been able to identify about his style and how the team are playing so far under him?
Well, they're playing well. Picked up a really good result of the weekend, coming back from a goal down against Hull, and played some really good football, thoroughly deserved the win. I thought in midweek against West Brom they were the better side as well, and having gone up to the game, and the Hawthorns, I thought they were really unlucky to not come away with at least a point and maybe more, considering some of the chances created. So playing some really good football, and want to dominate the ball from the back, split and play, and some very good players there. I think the side and the squad that's been built there over the last few years is excellent. It's competed at the top level of the Championship over the last couple of seasons. Obviously lost in the playoff final a couple of years ago, so we're unlucky there. But a very competitive squad, and it should be a tough game.
How's Regan doing?
Regan's okay. He hasn't trained the last couple of days, so we're going to see how he is on Friday before we assess him.
And back at Fratton Park this weekend, the last time this calendar year where, in the last 12 months you've made some great memories there, so you must be looking at this one as a real opportunity. Yeah,
we're really focused on the fact that our home form has been good over the last, I think, 3 games at home. We've managed to take 7 points. I think we scored 6 goals, only conceded 1, so we've got plenty to build on. Coventry will be a completely different kettle of fish to the other 3 games, and I'm sure that Coventry will want to come and upset that, so we've got to be fully aware of that, and we've got to make sure that we know that it is going to be a tough game. But I think at the minute at home, I'm backing us to make it a really difficult place to come and play. We know we're going to get the support. We know that we're going to be able to start fast and try and do as much as we possibly can to make it a difficult game.